All right, so for you all who are new to this yoga flow, we will be switching it up here soon. It will still be a yoga flow class, but we're going to be starting to incorporate more of our Forge Fire component into it. So that is soon to come. I think we'll be working on that towards the end of January. So stay tuned. But right now we're just doing more of like a power flow type vinyasa class until we get to that point in our structure. So in saying that, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on our knees. I'm already warm, so all I had to do is start on my knees. I'm going to take this jacket off. All right, and then let's just start by placing our one hand on our belly and one hand on our heart. And then you're welcome to close your eyes or keep a soft gaze. And we're just going to take a second to start to slow everything down. Releasing the day we had. Letting go of any future planning, anything we have on our plate. Just release it. I want us to really work on being here in the true moment of time. Start to bring awareness into your surroundings. Picking up the noises, picking up the smells. Just letting them come in and out of your consciousness. And then taking a moment to check in with your body, seeing how it feels today. Again, we're not trying to change or fix anything. It's just becoming more aware of this moment in time. Now begin to shift your awareness to the crown of your head. And starting at the crown of our head, we're going to do a body scan, going all the way down the front of our face, our neck, our shoulders. And this time as you scan down, try to take note if you have any tension in your body or anything that's pain. Not trying to change this, just taking note of it as you scan all the way down through your belly, through your legs, through your shins, feeling the top of your shins and your feet on the ground beneath you. Now shifting your awareness to your breath. Feeling your hand rise as you inhale and begin to lower as you exhale. Also taking this time to check what kind of breathing you're doing. Seeing if you're breathing through your shoulders or if you're breathing through your belly. If you're breathing more through your shoulders, try to take your breath into your belly. Starting to control your breathing more, taking big inhales and exhales. Good. We're really going to work on connecting our breath to our body movement today, as we do in every practice. So really try to breathe before you move, knowing that that is what is actually creating the movement in your body. You're welcome to open your eyes. Release your hands down by your side. We're going to come up on our fingertips and tuck our toes underneath us, coming to sit back once again. This might be a little bit of a tight feeling pose here, flexing the feet as they are. Just take a second to let your feet bend in this way. We're going to take a big inhale, bring the arms up overhead, clasping onto your left wrist. As you exhale, start to tilt over to the right, getting a nice deep stretch on the left side of your body. Inhale, coming back, straight neutral spine, growing tall. Switch grasp as you exhale, bending over to the left side. Nice deep stretch on the right side of the body. Good. Coming back to your neutral spine, bringing the arms back to the side, planting the hands on the ground, untuck the toes, and then just tap the feet, the tops of the feet, releasing that. Good. Holding steady here in our cat-cow position. We're going to start to inhale as you look up, let the belly fall to the ground. And exhale as you pull the belly button into spine, chin comes to chest. Inhale, looking back up to the sky. And exhale, release down. One last time, inhaling. And exhaling, chin to chest. Good, bringing it back into a neutral spine. You're going to tuck the toes back under, and then we're gonna work on a little bit of balance here. So toes are tucked under. You're going to start to press back up onto the knees. Bring the hands to the ground, coming all the way up on the balls of the feet. We're going to try to bring the heels to touch. Legs are going to extend out, and then try to find your balance here in the center. Working on creating a little bit of stability here. This time we're going to inhale the arms back up to the sky. Clasping that left wrist, keeping your balance. Exhale, start to bend slowly on the right side, feeling the stretch on the left. Inhale back to center. You might stumble, you might fall, it's okay. And then exhale, start to bend on the left side, feeling that stretch on the right. Back to center once again, bringing the hands out in front of us this time. We're going to roll up the wrists, wiggle the fingers, start to get our hands and our arms ready to do some work as well. Good, now from here, plant the hands back down. We're going to step the feet out, going into Malasana. So this is a big hip opener. When it's tight for you, that's okay. Give yourself time to get into this position here. You can keep the hands on the ground until you're comfortable. And once you're there, you're just going to sit back into your hips, using the back of your arms to press your knees out. Very deep, deep stretch here. Hands are at your chest. Your feet are grounded beneath you. Few breaths. Good. Planting the hands. We're going to straighten out the legs, press down, releasing into a fourfold. You can just ragdoll it here. Let yourself hang heavy, release the shoulders. You can even have a bend in the knees. Planting the hands back down to the ground, stepping the feet back, and pressing into our downward facing dog. Now from here, you can pedal out the feet as well. Start to stretch out those calves and hamstrings, releasing that tension we had on the feet and the legs. Make sure though that your feet are about hip width distance apart or further. And that head and neck is released, shoulders are away from the ears. Hold static here. Couple of big deep breaths. One more big inhale. Exhale. Good. Start to walk your hands back to your feet, finding that deep fourfold position. You can have a small bend in the knees if you wish. Look up to a flat back. Inhale the arms up over your head. And exhale your hands by your side, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to start off with some sun salutations and move through our flow. Let's go ahead and take a big inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, swan dive all the way down, flat back. Inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Begin to walk the hands back out in front of you to your plank. One big breath here. As you exhale, walk the hands back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up to stand. And exhale, swan dive down. This is where we're going to start to build some heat as you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Once your fingertips have touched the ground, begin to walk the hands out, finding your solid plank. Once again, glutes are squeezing in tight, and begin to walk it back. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, adding on as we exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk it out to your plank. This time we're going to hold steady here in the plank. Glutes are squeezing in tight. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, press into downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up on the toes as you float back into plank, excuse me. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Fingertips are gripping into the ground beneath you. Exhale, pressing in downward facing dog. 2 more times, inhaling, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, inhaling to your plank, holding steady here in your plank. Taking one big breath in. As you exhale, keeping the arms close to the body, coming all the way down through Chaturanga Dandasana and pressing to upward facing dog. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting the quads off the ground, glutes are engaged. And as you exhale, pressing back to your downward facing dog. Begin to walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way back up. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands out. This time, once we stick our plank, we're dropping right down into Chaturanga Dandasana. Pressing up to upward facing dog. And back to downward facing dog. Once in downward facing dog, walk the hands back. Inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, swan dive down. We're connecting to a rhythm now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands out. Chaturanga Dandasana is your vinyasa flow. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. This time we're going to hold in downward facing dog, keeping the left foot planted. Inhale, right leg up. Take a bend in the right leg, stacking the hip. Straighten the right leg back out. And exhale, bend the right leg. One last time, inhale, right leg out. And on this time, on your exhale, you're going to release the right foot to the ground, pressing back into your downward facing dog. One inhale, exhale, move yourself into your plank and all the way back down. Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Arms are starting to build some strength here. Right foot is planted. Inhale, left leg up. 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend your left leg, really opening up the hip. Inhale, straighten the left leg out. And exhale, bend. One last time, inhaling left leg up. This time as you exhale, left foot plants. Finding yourself back into your plank. One inhale as you exhale, taking it back through your vinyasa flow. Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way back up. This time, as you exhale, we're sitting down into chair pose. So tucking the pelvis bone under, arms are parallel up to the ears, shooting up to the sky. Spine is long and straight, almost as if we're sitting back into a chair. Holding here for a few breaths. Good. Take another big inhale as you strain at the legs, arms come up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bringing the hands back to the ground, walking them out, finding your plank, and then going through your vinyasa flow. Inhaling, upward facing dog, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Keeping the left foot planted. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale as you bend. Inhale, straightening it back out. This time, as you exhale, you're going to bend the right leg forward, coming into your belly. And we're going to find ourselves into a side plank. So you're going to place the right blade of the foot down and coming on the left blade as well, lifting the left arm up, finding your side plank. Your hip is lifted, arm is extended to the sky, your gaze goes up. Hold here for a couple breaths. Arm might be shaky. It's okay. Take one big breath in. As you exhale, begin to rotate, planting the left hand, right foot comes back, finding your plank for one inhale. And then as you exhale, pressing to downward facing dog. This time, keeping the right foot planted. Inhale, left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale for a bend, opening the hip. Inhale, restraining at the left leg. And then again, as you exhale, we're bringing the left leg down, bending it in towards the belly, and then pressing it out, crossing into our left side plank. So coming onto the left blade, and then on the right instep of the foot, right arm extends up. Your glutes and your core are all engaged. Your gaze follows up your right hand. One more big inhale, and as you exhale, begin your rotation back towards your mat, finding your plank and pressing back to downward facing dog. Good. Begin to walk the hands back to your feet. Inhaling to your halfway lift. And exhaling, forward fold. Starting to feel a little bit looser this time. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, swan dive down. This time from our inhale here, we're going to bend the knees and we're going to come up into chair pose from this angle. So inhale, sweep the arms up, finding that chair pose once again. Hold here, sitting back into the heels, sitting back into the hips. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, you're going to sweep the arms behind you, coming up on your tiptoes. Staying down into that squat position. Inhale, lift the arms back up. Exhale, up on the tiptoes. One last time, inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, walking the hands out, taking it through our vinyasa flow, chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Keeping the left foot planted, inhale, right leg up. Bend the right knee, open up the hip, one big inhale. Straighten out the leg, bend the right leg close to the belly as you find your side plank on the right side for just one breath here. One big inhale. As you exhale, rotate back towards your mat, pressing back to downward facing dog. Keeping the right foot planted, inhale, left leg up. Exhale as you bend it, open the hip momentarily. Inhale, straighten the left leg back out. And exhale, finding your side plank on the left side, right arm extends up. Rotate back. One big inhale, pressing back into downward facing dog. Left foot is planted. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring the right foot in between the hands, planting the left foot down, coming into warrior one, sweeping the arms up overhead. So working on squaring our hips towards the ground or towards the front of the room. Holding for a couple breaths. Good. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, bringing the hands back to the ground, turning the ball of the left foot. Right foot meets left. Take it through a vinyasa flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot plants. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, your left foot plants between your hands. Right foot comes down. Inhale, warrior one on this side. Again, holding just for a few breaths here. Really appreciating our warrior one pose. Take one more big inhale. And on your exhale, turning on the ball of the right foot, planting your hands. Left foot meets right. Take it through your vinyasa flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing, downward facing, and then holding in downward dog for 3 breaths. Taking a second to check in with yourself. Big, long belly breaths here. Good. Start to walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, swan dive down. No chair pose this time. You guys lucked out. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back out. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Hold here. From here, you're going to keep the left foot planted. Inhale, right leg up. We're going to go into our high crescent lunge. Exhale, right foot forward, staying on the ball of the left foot. Sweep the arms up on your inhale. Take a couple breaths here. Take another big inhale. And this time, as you exhale, open up to warrior two. So checking our warrior two stance, making sure your front knee is going out towards the 4th toe. Your left heel is parallel with the back of the mat. Good. Begin to reach with your right hand. When you can reach no further, we're going to flip our palm and then reverse our warrior. So coming back, feeling that nice stretch along the right side of the body. Our right leg's really planted in the ground here, helping keep us up. Left leg is extended long. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, come back into warrior two. And then moving back into our crescent lunge. Now from here, we're going to move into warrior three. So we're going to find a little spot on the ground where we can find our focal point. We're going to begin to hinge at the hips, bringing the arms behind us first. So first moving into airplane. Then we're going to shift our little weight into the front leg, releasing the back left leg up. Foot is flexed, working on squaring our hips towards the ground. Once you have found your stability in your standing leg, begin to bring the arms out in front of you, finding your warrior three. You're welcome to stay in airplane if you wish to. Now take another big inhale. This time as you exhale, we're going to release our hands down to the ground, finding a standing split. So it's okay if your leg doesn't go straight up in the air. Mine does not. But you're going to be hinging at the hips, trying to draw your chest into your top thigh. Good. Now from here, take another big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bend the right leg, not placing the left foot on the ground, but you're going to bend the left leg into the chest. So both knees are meeting. Take one big inhale. As you exhale, straighten out the right leg, straighten out the left. A lot of power in that standing leg. Big inhale, exhale, bend the right leg, bend the left, bringing them both into the chest and pressing back out. I know that leg is on fire. Last time, bend both right and left leg and press out. Good. From here, bend the right leg, release the left foot down to the ground, bring the arms up, coming into your crescent lunge. Holding, catching your breath. One more big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to start to rotate towards that right leg, getting a nice twist in the body. Arms are extended out. Your left leg is long and straight still. The right leg is still your powerhouse. Good. Inhale, both arms come up. And exhale, bring the hands on the instep of your right foot. You're going to release the left knee down to the ground, untuck your toe, and we're going to go into lizard. So you can come on the blade of your right foot, or you can keep it flat. You're also welcome to stay on the balls of your hands, or palms of your hand, excuse me, or you can come down to your forearms. We're just going to get a nice stretch here. Slowing down the heart rate just a little bit. I'm sure it spiked there. Coming back up on your hands, if you were on your forearms, planting the right foot back down, and then coming to sit down on your left calf. The right leg begins to straighten out. Take another big inhale, and as you exhale, stretching out the back part of our right leg now, sitting down on our left. Starting to come back up. Right foot is planted. Untuck your left toe. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Find your vinyasa flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. What we do to one side, we got to do to the other. Keeping the right foot planted. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot in between the hands, coming into crescent lunge. Arms come up. You're on the ball of the back of the right foot. Holding here for just a few breaths. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, open up to warrior two. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Checking our warrior two stance. Your front leg's at a 90-degree angle. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, reach for the left as far as you can go. Flip your palm and exhale. Reverse your warrior. Try not to put too much pressure on your back leg. As you take your gaze up. Another big inhale. As you exhale, open back to warrior two. And then moving back into our crescent lunge. So turning on the ball of the right foot. Your hips are facing forward here. Right back leg is straight. Take another big breath in. Finding that spot on the ground that's going to help you create balance and stability. As you exhale, hinge forward, shifting the weight into the left leg, and then pressing up once you have found that spot on the ground. Working on balance here, flexing the right foot. And then if you feel comfortable and you feel stable, begin to bring the hands out in front of you, finding a warrior three. Another big inhale as you exhale, releasing the hands down the ground, folding even more on that left side, bringing the right leg up as far as it'll allow you to go. You don't have to force it up there. This is all just about the journey of every pose. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to start to bend the left leg and bend the right leg. Coming into your chest, take another inhale, exhale, press it out. Bending left and right leg in And then exhale, extend left leg and right leg at the same time. One last time, bending both left and right leg, bringing them into your belly. And exhale, press it up. Good. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, bend the left leg, landing on the ball of your right foot, bringing the arms up, coming back to crescent lunge. One inhale. Exhale, begin to revolve it, twisting towards the front leg. On the other side this time, slowing the breathing down just a little bit, but still breathing with power. Inhale as you come back to the front of the room. And this time, as you exhale, we're bringing the hands on the instep of the left foot this time. You can scoot the right foot back just a little bit if you need that length. And then release the right knee down to the ground, untuck the right toe, and then either keep that left foot planted or find that blade of the left foot, and then either stay on the palms of the hands or release to your forearms. And just hold for a few breaths here. Give me a second to slow the heart rate back down. And give yourself a second to check in. See how you're feeling. If you're on the blade of your foot, plant it back down, coming on the palms of your hands. And then we're sitting back onto our right calf this time, bending the leg. Left leg is straight. And then exhaling, letting our belly fall onto the top part of our thighs. Left foot is flexed. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of the hamstrings and into the calves. And begin to come back up, planting the left foot, untucking the right. We're going to come up into a low lunge, and then from our low lunge, press right back up into the high lunge for one inhale. As we exhale, bring the hands back to the mat. Left foot meets right. Take it through your flow. Meeting in downward facing dog. Once in downward facing dog, begin to walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way to the sky. And this time, as we exhale, we're bringing the hands by our side, coming back into our mountain pose, into Tadasana. Taking a couple breaths here, recentering ourselves. Good. We're going to go into just a couple balance postures here before we do our groundwork. So we're going to begin to shift our weight into the right side. Left leg comes up. You can bring your left leg into your chest. Momentarily, you can hold it like this, or if big toe hold practice is in your practice, you can take your two peace fingers, grab onto your big toe and straighten the leg out. Otherwise, you can just hold it here bent. Wherever you're at is totally fine. You're going to extend the right arm out beside you. Take a big inhale and exhale. Begin to open up the left hip. Left leg's coming out to the side. Now, your added extra challenge is to begin to take your gaze over your right shoulder. As you'll notice, it starts to create a little more instability. You feel your ankle and leg working to hold you still. One breath in. As you exhale, take your gaze back to the center, following your left leg. Right arm releases and plant the left foot back down. Hold in mountain pose for one breath. Good, switching sides, shifting our weight to our left side this time, bringing the right knee into the chest. Give it a nice little squeeze, just in the beginning part of it, kind of loosening it up. And then you're gonna bring it back to a normal hold. Again, if you wish to straighten out your leg here, you're welcome to, or you can just keep it bent. Begin to straighten out the left arm this time, opening up the right hip. Once you find your stability, we'll create some instability by looking over our left hand. Hold here, find a spot that keeps you balanced. Start to take your gaze back to the center, and then right and left leg come to the center, or right and left arm come to the center as well. And then release your right hand, your right foot down to the ground. Ooh, getting a little jittery here. All right, and then hold here for just one breath. Good. Now we're going to go into a really deep forward fold. This is one of my favorites. It really helps release the upper back. So we're just going to take a nice, big, deep bend in the knees here. And then from here, I want you to take your two peace fingers and grab onto your big toes. So your belly should be on the top of your thighs. The spine is long and straight. Take a big breath. And as you exhale, try to straighten out your legs as much as they'll allow you to go. And then pulling on your big toes, extending the elbows out. So a nice deep stretch along the back of the legs. Good. We're going to take another big deep bend in the knees. And then this time we're going to plant the palms of our hands underneath our feet. So big bend here. Another big inhale. As you exhale, start to straighten out the legs again. And then this one's really going to stretch out those lats and traps. You're going to feel that pull. It should be a good pull, not a bad one. Take some deep breaths here. Let yourself release. Start to bend the legs, releasing the hands from underneath the feet, bringing them to your hips, flat back, straight spine as you come all the way back up to standing. Arms release back down to the side, finding your mountain pose. Couple deep breaths here. All right, we're going to go into one last sun salutation and then go into some groundwork. So take a big inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands out to your plank. Take it all the way down through your chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And then once in downward facing dog, if jump throughs are in your practice, you're welcome to do that. Or you can just bend your knees, placing them on the ground and coming to have a seat all the way down. Good. Now we're going to momentarily go into Dandasana. So straighten the feet out, feet or legs out, feet are flexed, quads are engaged, and that will lift the heels up slightly. Let's roll the shoulders up and back, rooting our thigh bones down to the ground. Your hands are placed by your side, palms down, and fingertips are facing forward. Your collarbone is long and broad, chest is lifted. This is an active sitting pose here. One more big breath. And then we're going to move into cow facing pose. So I really enjoy this pose to release some of our shoulder issues we might have. So you're going to bend the left leg back. Right leg is going to come on top, kind of like a little pretzel pose moment here. Both feet are out. Again, spine is long and straight. Now from here, we're going to take our right hand and then reach behind us, bending at the elbow, and then placing the back of the right hand in between the shoulder blades. Once you're there and you're set, you're going to inhale the left arm up. And as you exhale, bend at the left elbow, and then you're going to try to reach for your right fingertips. Now, if you can't reach, that's completely fine. I can only reach on one side. So usually one side is not even or a little bit more tighter than the other. This definitely will bring you an awakening to which side is your tighter one. Good. Feeling that stretch on the triceps and the biceps, really stretching those out there. Good. And release that if you had your fingertips held. And then just going to straighten out the right leg, straighten out the left, switching sides. So then right leg is going to bend in, and then the left leg is going to come on top this time. You might feel a little bit of unevenness in this as well as you switch legs. Maybe one side was easier to get on top than the other, and that's completely normal. All right, so this time, taking our left hand, bending at the elbow, placing the back of it between the shoulder blades on the left side. Right arm extends up. Big inhale. As you exhale is when we reach for those fingertips. Feeling that deep stretch on this side as well. Also working on the shoulder mobility as we reach behind us. One last breath. And then releasing that grip if you had your fingers touching, and then straightening out the left leg, straighten out the right, finding Dandasana once again. From here, we're going to go into fish pose. So we're going to find a little diamond shape in between our hands, rolling the shoulders up and back, and we're going to place that on our tailbone. Feet are still flexed, legs are still engaged. You're going to take a big inhale. And this time, as you exhale, you're going to start to come backwards, bringing the elbows close together. You're going to land on your forearms. And once you've hit your forearms, you're going to release your head and your neck back, opening up your throat. Just kind of counter stretching all the forward bends here. Using the strength of your hands and your forearms, pressing them deep into the ground. You're going to move yourself all the way back up, inhaling arms above the head, and exhaling to a forward fold down. So in our forward fold, we're keeping the chest lifted. We're trying not to fold with our head or our spine, but rather fold with your hips. So think about doing a hip hinge and coming forward with your chest, keeping your gaze on your toes or beyond. You can even keep your hands just down by your sides. Inhaling, exhaling, giving a little bit longer time in these ending poses to fully let your body release. Slowing everything down. Start to walk your hands back up. And this time we're going to bend the knees and go into a few spinal rolls. They're some of my favorite because it feels like a little massage in the spine. So we're just going to roll backwards and come all the way back up. Find a little bit of a balance in the sit bones as you roll to the top. Just a few of these. You can roll at your own pace here. Last one, coming on to lay on our back. We're going to move into happy baby. So we're going to take our 2-piece fingers, grab onto the big toes, or you can grab on the outside of the feet. Bring the legs to about a 90-degree angle, really opening up the hips and just rocking back and forth. Again, just taking us at your own pace. We don't have an agenda. We're just hanging out in a happy baby. You're even welcome to straighten out one leg and then straighten out the other if that feels good. Or you just keep both legs bent. Good, holding steady at the center, releasing your feet, planting them onto the ground so your legs are bent And then we're going to bring the arms out to a T, just going into some wind shield swipers. That's not the word, but we're just going to make the legs go back and forth, releasing the lower back. Holding them back into the center. We're going to do a twist to help release the lower back as well. So bring the left leg out straight, right leg bends into the chest. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, bring the right leg across the body, reaching for the opposite side. Now, you may have noticed that your leg won't come all the way to the ground, or maybe your shoulders lifted up. Here, we'll use our breath, our exhale, to try to release it down, loosen up the tight grips that our back and our hips may have, along with our shoulder and chest. Start to roll the legs back to the center. Right leg extends. Bring the left leg into the chest for one big inhale. And then exhale, taking the left leg across the body, reaching for the left side. Again, checking in with your hips, your shoulders, your knee. Feeling those little tight spots, and then using your breath to let it go. Start to roll the legs back into the center. And then we're just gonna kind of circle out the knees, left and right, right and left. You can do a little rock too if you wish. We're gonna get prepared to go into our final pose of Shavasana. So I invite you guys to do this with me, but you do not have to. It's up to you guys. Let's go into a tight, tight, tiny little ball, contracting all the muscles. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, start to release the legs down one by one. And then letting the arms fall to the side. Or you can place one hand on your belly or one hand on your heart. And before drifting off, I always like to end each class with doing another body scan. So rechecking in with yourself, starting at the crown of your head, going through all of your face, your neck, your shoulders. This time, as we scan down, we're going to notice that tension or any pain we might be feeling. But instead of just noticing it and letting it go, we're going to use our breath to try to release it. We're going to use our breath to try to create some space. This might not always be physical. This also could be mental. So just let yourself breathe into that and let it go. And begin to get heavier and heavier and heavier as you just sink into the ground beneath you with nothing to do, but to just be here. Start to bring awareness back into your body, back into the room, picking up on any noises or sounds or smells, feeling your body against the ground. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes, take a nice big deep stretch if you wish. And whenever you're ready, slowly start to roll over to the right side of your body, placing your head on your right bicep. Taking some really deep, rejuvenating breaths here. And then using your hand, you're going to slowly press up to a comfortable seated position. Once you're seated, you can place your hands, palms facing down on your knees if you wish to have a little more grounding today, or you can flip your palms up if you need a little bit more receptivity in your life. And again, I invite you to continue to keep your eyes closed, or you can have that soft gaze. But just take a minute to envision that small pinprick of light that's within you. And watch that light as it starts to become bigger and bigger, starts to fill up your heart, in your lungs, in your chest. The light starts to go down your arm, through your stomach, through your legs, through your face. The light becomes so bright, it starts to become even beyond your body, through the space around you, going through your loved ones, through your house. Just watch this light get bigger and bigger. Know that within this light is love, health, and happiness. And know that regardless of what's going on in your life or in the world, that this light is always within you and within everyone that you love. Just take a big inhale, bring the arms up over your head. Bringing them together, exhale your hands to your heart. I thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me today. And take this moment to give yourself some gratitude for showing up for you. Knowing that every time you show up for yourself, you're giving yourself true healing, health, and happiness. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your evening, and namaste.